Welcome back, students. Hopefully you found the YouTube videos very helpful and useful, and I have received some homework submissions from many of you. Some of you guys still need to turn those assignments in. Today's lesson, we'll be using the book in section 16.1, Mean and Median. The homework for this lesson will be on page 453, questions 1 through 11. Do get out your notebook, math notebook, as well as a pencil to begin this lesson. Pause now to acquire those items, and then resume once you have. Let's continue. To start off the lesson, turn to page 447, Visualize Vocabulary. Go ahead and complete the table you see here listed the terms for Introduction to Statistics. Over to the right, you have your review keywords, which will be the words to use in the description boxes here. Pause the video now and attempt to match the correct words to the correct descriptions. Were you able to pair up the review words with the correct description? Let's take a look. Of the three words average, data, and survey, which one of these actually means a group of facts? That's right, data. How about tools used to gather information from individuals? How would it be able to gather information from a questionnaire? Is it average or a survey? You guessed correctly. The answer is survey, leaving the last description word, average, a value that summarizes a set of unequal values found by addition and division. This is how we calculate your grades for report cards. We take the total amount of points of all the assignments, including grades from tests and quizzes, homework and classwork, and find an average to represent how you're overall doing in the class. At this time, let's complete the sentences below using the following preview words. On the right, you'll see the words mean, median, and mode checked off. These will be the words you use to answer these three questions. Number 1, the average set of data is the mean, median, or mode. Question 2, the blank is the middle value of a data set. And question 3, the number or category that occurs most frequently in a dataset is the blank. Pause the video now and respond to these, and then resume once you've completed. Without any further additional instruction, the correct terms would be mean, as the vocabulary word for an average set of data, median, as the middle value of a dataset, and the word mode is the number or category that occurs most frequently or most often in a data set. Let's continue. On page 449, let's formalize the terms measures of center. Finding the mean. A measure of center is a single number used to describe a set of numerical data. A measure of center describes a typical value from the data set. One measure of center is the mean. The mean, or average, of a data set is the sum of data values divided by the number of data values in this set. We can see an example of mean being calculated either visually or numerically. Let's take a look at the context here. Tammy surveyed 5 of her friends to find out how many brothers and sisters they have. Her results are shown in the table. Amy, with 2 of these little circles, as indicated to the table to the right, that represents 2. Ben with 3 circles, again represented by the number 3. Cal with 1. Don with 1. And Ava with 3. Could we rearrange these counters so that each group has the same number of counters? How would you do it? How would you arrange these counters so that each person will have the same amount? The same amount of Amy, Ben, Cal, Don, and Ava. What would you rearrange? If you rearrange them, perhaps you take 1 extra counter from Ben and give it to Cal, and then 1 from Ava and give it to Don, so that the counters would be evenly spread. Each group has how many counters? 2. This value is the mean. The model demonstrates how the mean evens out the data values. Now let's use the numbers in the table to calculate the mean. The sum, which means I'm going to add up all the data values, is 2 plus 3 plus Cal's 1 plus Don's 1 and plus a was 3. What's the total? That's right, the total is 10. Now, how many data values are in this set? The question could be represented by how many people are in the story, or how many numbers or values did you add up together? The answer is 5. 5 values in this set. So the total sum of all the values is 10, and the total amount of values added up together is 5. Continuing on with part C of example note number 1, let's use this to calculate the mean, or the average. Take the sum of the data values, 10, and the number of values, 5, and divide. What's 10 divided by 5? The answer is 2. The same exact answer we receive when we move the counters around to even things out. Let's take a look at the reflection questions and see if we can come up with something that is correct. Reflection question number 1. Can this mean be greater than the greatest value in the data set? Pause now and think about it and write a response. And please resume the video once you've finished. Were you able to answer a reflection question? Let's put an example to the test. Let's reword it to talk about your grades on your report cards. Can your average, or your mean, be greater than the largest score or grade you received? Let's say the highest grade you received on any assignment was an 85%. Test, homework, classwork. Do you think that your average will be greater than 85? Most likely not. In this case, the correct answer would be no, because any lower number will make your average go lower, just like grades. Continue with page 450. Let's go to try and find the median. Another measure of center is the median, and it represents the middle value of an ordered data set. Let's take a look at the situation presented to us in example A. A coach records the distances that some cross-country team members ran last week. Our goal is to find the median. Let's take a look at the clipboard. Here, the distances ran. We have Cara with 3 miles, Rob with 5, Maria with 7, Olivia with 10, as well as Paul, Chris with 4, Amir with 7, Iris with 5, Alex with 8, Tara with 10 miles, and Ned with 6 miles. Based on this list, what do you think the middle value is in the list as it stands right now? I believe Chris with 4 miles will be the exact middle of this list. We have 11 values, 5 below and 5 above. Do you think the average or the median would be 4 in this instance? No, it wouldn't. 4 seems like a really low number, while we have 3 tens as high values. In order to perform this, we have to follow a certain amount of steps. Our first step is to write the data values in order from least to greatest. The example has it done for us already. 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 10, 10, 10. Since there is a real exact middle number, the median is 7, with again 5 values on the left and 5 values on the right. One method to find this is to just draw little rainbows from the greatest to least and work your way in. When there's only one number still left in the exact middle, that is going to be your median. But what if there is no real middle number? What do we do? In this example, we have an odd number of data values, 11. There's sure to be a middle value in this case. But let's look at part B. Let's find the median of these test scores: 87, 90, 77, 83, 99, 94, 93, 90, 85, and 83. Let's continue with our first step and write these values in order from least to greatest, as shown below. Notice if we follow our rainbow method, we would reach with 2 middle values, 87 and 90. Our goal then is to find the average of these 2 values by adding those 2 values up and then dividing by 2. The median is actually 88.5. 88.5 will be in the middle of 87 and 90. Let's pose a different question stating the median without any real work. Could you tell me the middle number between 1 and 3? You guessed it, the answer is 2. What if I asked you what number is in between 2 and 3? Could you also guess 2.5? What math is necessary to get 2.5 from 2 and 3? Add 2 and 3 together and then divide by 2. So, from parts A and part B, if there is an even amount of data values in the data set, in this case there's exactly 10, an even number, you'll have to find a middle number between the two medians. If there's an odd amount of values in the data set, odd numbers like 11, 31, or 5, there will always be a real median. Let's review the steps to finding median. Step 1. Write the data values in order from least to greatest. Step 2. Find the middle or the two middle values. In this case, we have two middle values. Since we do, we have to find the average of those two medians. Add both those medians up and divide by 2. This is your real median. Let's continue on page 451 and answer the reflection question. What if? Which units were used in the data? And if the coach had recorded some distances in kilometers and then some in miles, can you still find the median of the data? Please explain. To answer the first part, miles were used to calculate the distances. But I want you guys to take some time to reflect on the question, if the coach had recorded some distances in kilometers and then some in miles, could you find the median of the data? Explain, and explain how you do it. Pause the video now to think about it and write your response. What are some of the things that you had to consider? The correct answer is that yes, the coach could still find the median, but you must convert them all to the same unit, either all in kilometers or all in miles. It would be the same if you were asked to find the median amount of money a person has in their pocket by just counting up the coins they have. The coins could be different and thus be different amounts. You would have to convert the amounts of coins in the type into dollar amounts before attempting to find the median. It's very similar to ordering fractions from least to greatest when they have different denominators. Don't just look at the value or the number that's presented in the situation. Make sure that they're all the same unit. Let's continue with page 451, comparing the mean and the median. The mean and median of the data set may be equal, very close to each other, or very different from each other. For data sets where the mean and median differ greatly, one likely describes the data set better than the other. That's like picking your average for your report card either to be all the scores added up together and then averaged out, or finding the one that's in the middle of the list. What would you prefer? We'll see which one describes your average best. Let's continue. In Explore Activity 2, we take a look at the situation that compares the monthly earnings of several teenagers. Their values are 200, 320, 275, 250, 750, 350, and 310. When we add them all together, let's count how many values there actually are in this list. The total value when they add it all together is 2,455. Now let's count how many values are in this list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we'll have to divide the total sum by 7, which gives us an approximate 350. This will be the mean for the data set. Now let's use this and compare it to finding the median. List these values in order from least to greatest. What will be the smallest and greatest values? Take this time now to write them in order from least to greatest, pausing now, and click Resume once you've completed. In order from least to greatest, the values will be 200, 250, 275, 310, 320, 350, and 750. Take a look at the median from the previous calculation, and take a look at the median from this calculation. The mean and median differ by about how much? 350 compared to 310. This answer is 40. Why do you think that the mean, which was 350, might be different than the actual median? I mean, are there any numbers that are way different from the rest in this list? The mean was thrown off because of the 750. This is an outlier and way different from the rest of the data. Part D, which of these would I use to describe the typical monthly earnings for this group of teenagers? Would I pick the mean of 350 or the median of 310 to describe the norm or the typical earnings? Please explain. Median in this case is better. The 350 mean is the same number as the second highest number in this list, and it doesn't really show the average. Even without this 750, 350 is at the top end of this list and really wouldn't qualify as an average to describe the rest. Moving on to page 452, it's your turn now to work on the reflection question. Let's follow along as I read aloud. Luca's final exam score for the semesters are 70, 72, 99, 72, and 69. I want you to find the mean and median for this data's values. Which is a better description of Luca's typical exam score? And explain your thinking. On this slide, I've mentioned a couple of steps to find the mean and the correct process to do so. Make sure you have enough room in your notebook to work this out, as room in your book might not be ample enough. Please pause the video now to find the mean and to find the median, and resume the video once completed. Welcome back. Let's follow the steps to first find the mean. Step 1. Add up all the numbers together and get a total. In this case, we'll be adding 70, 72, 99, 72, and 69 together, and we should have reached a total of 382 points. Step 2. Count how many numbers there are in this list. We have 5 values, so we'll be dividing this by 5 and reaching a mean or an average of 76.4. Now let's work on finding the median. Step 1. Order the numbers from least to greatest. Step 2. Find the exact middle number, and if there's 2 middle numbers, add them divided by 2. Since there were 5 numbers in this data set, we know that that's an odd amount and that there will be an exact middle number. Let's practice the step by drawing the rainbows from one side to the other until there's no more. Again, 72 is our median. Now the question that we have to answer: which of these is a better score to describe Luca's typical exam score? A 76 or a 72? Which is better? That's right. Median would be the better choice, because the 76 mean is bigger than almost every number in this data set, while 72 in the median looks like a better average. Let's compare. Do you see any outliers like in the previous example? How close is 69 to 70? Pretty close, if I have to ask. Is 70 close to 72? For sure. How about 99 compared to 72? Those are quite far apart, and I would say that 99 is an outlier. It typically looks like the student scores C's for most part on the exam, and this 99% might have just been a day she studied more, or just could have been lucky guesswork. And again, in this case, median is our better answer. Let's continue with more guided practice. Take some time to read the questions before responding. Some of these questions ask you to find the mean or the median, but also ask clarifying questions such as 2b. If the values were given in kilograms instead of pounds as stated, could you still find the median? Take some time now to pause and work these problems out, coming back and resuming the video once completed to review your answers. I suggest to maybe make the math a little bit easier to use a calculator to help you with your calculations. Go ahead and pause the video now. Welcome back. Were you able to answer these 3 questions? Let's start with number 1. Spencer surveyed 5 of his friends to find out how many pets they have. His results are shown in the table below. 3, 5, 2, 4, and 1. What is the mean number? By adding all these together, we would have resulted in a sum of 15, and of course, with 5 values, divided by 5 will give us the answer of 3. The mean number of pets is 3. Question 2. The following weights in pounds of some of the dogs at the kennel are 36, 45, 29, 39, 51, and 49. To find the median, we must first put these numbers in orders from least to greatest. In this case, we have 2 numbers that are in the middle because we have 6 values. By adding up 39 and 45, we would get 84, and dividing by 2, we'd have 42 as our median. Part B asks us if the weights were given in kilograms, could you still find the median? And since we can just convert pounds to kilograms, all the numbers would still be in order. Just find the middle again. For question 3, find the mean and the median of this set of data. Again, the mean is adding them all up and dividing by 8 values in the set. 68 is the total, divided by 8, 8.5. To find the median, write these numbers in order from least to greatest, and find the two middle numbers. In this case, we have 2 6s. Here's a trick though. If the two numbers in the middle are the same, the median is also the same. Now, which one would be better? Would I use mean or median to describe this data? As always, if there is an outlier that pretty much messes around with all the numbers, the mean is not the right choice. We would pick median. Let's review this before proceeding to the homework. Pause the video as necessary. Let's continue. Homework is on page 453, questions 5 through 11. Let's run through them. It asks how many students were asked this question in the statement above. We can find this out by just counting the number of values in this list of data. 6 asks us to calculate the mean and the median. With question 7, 9 through 10, using data tables on the right to calculate these. Remember to submit your homework by taking a picture, and I recommend using a calculator to make these calculations for adding the sum and dividing. But do show work that you're adding up all the values by writing the addition expression. I hope to hear from you soon via email. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification to receive updates when new videos are posted, and make sure to smash that like button. We're closely approaching 100 subscribers to have a giveaway for our treasure box. See you next time.